Do you know what I thought we'd start with? If we go back to last summer, July 2023, for both of you, you signed, I think, within 10, 11 days of each other. So start with you, Alessia. What was that like?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was a bit of a long process and there was rumours going about for a while, but no, it was nice and the girls are great. The club's massive and the women's team has so much history of winning. So when you walk in, you know, you've got to match that.
You must be able to relate to that. Declan Rice rumours when you were at West Ham.
Yeah, I think you couldn't get away from them rumours. Obviously, when I signed here, she signed for a massive club, a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure. But I do remember actually her signing because we bumped into each other in the gym. I think there was a lot of talk around her coming and she ended up signing. And then I think over the first few days, she was in the gym and then we just got speaking a little bit. But that's, you know, it's just come around so quick. You know, a year's flown by now. We've both had an amazing year. Now we're in our second years here and we're, hoping for it to be really successful.
So when Alessia signs, you're sort of, 10, 11 days away from signing for Arsenal. Were you thinking, right, Russo signed, there must be a big club?
No, but the thing is, there was so much talk of her coming because obviously I follow the women's game a lot. I know obviously get on really well with a lot of the English girls. And I remember seeing, obviously, loads of the clubs wanted her, but obviously she chose Arsenal. And then when I bumped into her, we were just talking about it and stuff and how excited she was to be here. And she made the right decision, and so did I.
I remember on my signing day, they were like, can you do a video just in case we sign Declan?
No, she was in my, she was in my
Adidas somewhere. I'll try and find that.
Yeah, she's in my Adidas.
Just in case we sign him, can you just do it? And I was like, oh, right, okay.
Yeah, she is. She's in my Adidas unbeaten video.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Listen, I hear what you're saying. Alright, cool. But bro, are you gonna come to Arsenal or what, like?
Well, our sources are telling us that the deal to Arsenal is close. Will they get it over the line?
Brother, thought it's a done deal. When we getting that round in?
This is my new home. Are you coming to make it yours too?
Yes, Gunners. North London is home now.
So you guys know each other reasonably well, like you saying there, both Adidas athletes. The training ground is pretty open. I think the gym is a shared space, so you will bump into each other from time to time.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a feel of like one club and it makes a difference to know that we're always backing them and they're always backing us. It helps massively.
I do actually remember, I think it's before the final against Spain, you talked about being inspired by the Lionesses, bumping into people like Alessia around the training ground. They'd often talk about winning it. I sort of got this image now of Alessia kind of just roaming around the training ground, tapping people on the shoulder. You know, we won the Euros.
No, you know what? She's the quiet. Leah's the one. Leah's the one who gives it to me all the time.
And what are you like? Yes, we know we're trying.
No, it's true because I think it gets forgotten about. That's why I mentioned it during the summer. And I'm not just saying that because it's like they were saying obviously no English team had won. Well, obviously the Lionesses had won it. I think it was important to recognise that. So. Obviously, I know I certainly do, and all the boys do as well. Obviously, we come one short, but what they've done is obviously unbelievable, and we really support what they do.
Yeah, why are you doing that? I mean, we have seen a massive explosion in the women's game. While you're kind of fighting and smashing your way through this glass ceiling, how important is we use the word ally a lot, but having guys like Beck, fellow pros, who have kind of got your back?
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, there's been in the past lots of barriers and things that female footballers have had to go through, which we wouldn't want for the next generation of girls having coming through. But it's so nice. I mean, knowing that we've got their support and they back us, and just putting respect on the women's game a little bit now. And I think the Euros really sparked that, and what we went on in that tournament to now, the change is massive.
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
Can you, I mean, it's easy for us to look from the outside and say, oh, the garden's rosy, but has the growth, from your point of view, kind of from the inside looking out, just felt huge?
It's been great. Even now, we were just saying Emirates, like we sell out back-to-back consistently, and I think Arsenal do a really good job of paving the way for that. The game's changed massively. You can ask any player that's played it, especially in England over the past kind of 5-10 years, it's just exploded. And even after the Euros, I think we'll all say that we kind of came out of that tournament and didn't really know what to expect, and it was just like your life changed overnight. And even before the Euros, it was still growing, but I think that was like the moment where it just exploded. And we've not looked back since, and hopefully we won't going forward. And like I said, the game's where it should be now.
Any advice for these guys? They're getting close.
Come on, tell me.
No, we love following them. We watch all their games when we're on camp, and we were actually on camp for most of their Euros in the summer. And yeah, I mean, the nation's always behind England, and it feels like everyone's kind of on that right journey.
What is it like? I mean, changing tack slightly, but playing at the Emirates.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's unbelievable. I think the main word I think I could use is like the culture. I think there's been a massive culture change here from top to bottom, from what I can sense and what I can see. And I think the fans have really bought into that. Obviously, their manager's really good, and Mikel's obviously amazing. And they're the ones that, attract the fans. I think Mikel, every time we play at the Emirates, he's always saying how important it is to get the fans on side and get them up for it. That's why you see a lot of our players always animated, trying to get the fans up. But when it's rocking, you feel unstoppable there. And there was points last season where we was winning 3-4-0, and they've got to enjoy the moments, because you're going to get one career, and got to make the most of it.
What's it like for you, Alessia, then? When it's rocking?
It's the same. I remember before we played Chelsea last season, North London Forever came on, and Kim, being the captain, does the little team talks before the game, and she was like, I'm not really going to say anything, we're just going to listen to the song and soak in the atmosphere. And we went on to beat Chelsea and probably had one of our best games of the season at home. So yeah, it's great. It's so electric, and yeah, we love playing there.
And I guess you've got to remember to enjoy all that sometimes, haven't you? Because I mean, even me just now started the interview by talking about the pressure, big money signing, big name signing, whatever it may be. But this was the dream. It's a dream for a lot of little girls. It's a dream for a lot of little boys, and you're living it. So when you come out of that tunnel, like you say, North London Forever's blaring out, you've got to remember, right, that this was the dream. We all had it. So few of us achieve it, and you've done it, and you're there, and you've got to live it.
Yeah, it's so nice. And for us now, having 11 games at the Emirates this season, it does feel like home. And even though it's your home as well, it's, like I said, we're one club, and it just feels great, knowing that we have our fans there, we've got all our friends and family there, and yeah, it's just an occasion. And every time we go out there, you have a responsibility to put on a show for the fans. Yeah,
I've heard that phrase quite a lot around here. One club, I heard Edu doing an interview the other day, one club. I mean, it's kind of a nice phrase, but it sounds like it's more than a phrase, it means something to the club.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think we're the only team in the Premier League that obviously shares the facilities and the gym, with the women's team. And I think that in itself, we get to see them every morning, we get to connect, which is amazing. Like you said, you can hear Edu saying that word all the time, and I think without that, I don't think you can push as a club, where you want to go. I think if you're all aligned, you're all together, you can only head in one direction, and that's why I signed for Arsenal. I can see that was happening from when Mikel come in, and you could see the change, and I can only see the club going in one direction, and that's only up. So I think there's loads of good things to come for the women's and the men's here.
I thought it was worth asking you as well, with obviously a guy like Declan sat next to you, who obviously cares, someone like me in the media. I'm reluctant to paint it as all being sort of sorted, and again, the garden being rosy. What more can we do?
I think it's just consistency now. We've got the game where we want it, and we're still pushing. I always say that, for me, being a player, you kind of have a sense of responsibility just to not leave any young girl out of the game. I say whether they want to be a coach, a player, a referee, whatever they may be, making sure that there's that route in, because I know most of my teammates and people I've played with all came through men's football and played with the boys, which is great, and I wouldn't change my journey for the world. But yeah, we just don't want that to have to be the case, and making sure that we don't miss out on the next superstar coming through, and they know that the game's for them.
Do you think that's what's happening into that? Because you've got two brothers, is that right? Obviously, a dad who played to quite a good level. So are you saying, kind of without them, then we wouldn't see you here playing for Arsenal, playing for England?
Yeah,
scoring cheeky back heels in Europe.
I don't think you'll see that again anyway. But no, I just wanted to do everything they were doing, and my route into football was through boys football, and I made some really good friends along the journey, and it was great. But we want girls football to kind of have their own path and have their own journey. So just making sure we leave no one out, and people know that it's for them.
Yeah, do you feel like it's changed a lot, Declan? I don't know if you can remember, when you were at school. It's a long time ago for me, but I actually remember one girl who played in the boys team.
Yeah.
And looking back, she must have felt quite isolated. Do you remember kind of football being basically a boys' thing then?
100%. It's changed so much, and I think the most important thing now is that everyone just keeps pushing it. We keep getting as much funding as possible. Like you said, don't want to be missing out on the next superstar. You know, my little cousin, her name's Nancy, she plays for Brighton, and she's obsessed with football, and she's unbelievable as well. And obviously, being my cousin, she's grown up watching me, studying me, and now she's on her own little journey as well. And she loves the type of Alessia, obviously the England team, Arsenal. She follows everything.
So she's blanked you now.
Yeah, no, she doesn't. She's obsessed, but it's so good because, you know, I can't imagine that would have been the case years ago. You know, there's girls like Alessia now who are complete role models, and you know, my little cousin wants to grow up to be someone like Alessia. So as long as we can keep pushing it and keep funding, like I said, and keep getting the ticket sales and the numbers through the door, you know, there's no reason why it can't be as high as the men's, for sure.
So who are we looking out for? Nancy?
Nancy, her name's Nancy Jordan.
Nancy Rice?
Yeah, no, Nancy Jordan, her name is.
Okay.
Is she a holding mid?
No, she plays up front.
Oh, nice.
Well, you know, when you're that age, you play a bit of everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's a Russo fan.
she's everyone's fan. She loves it. No, she's an amazing little girl.
Amazing. Isn't it, I think we sort of touched on it a little bit earlier, it's kind of, there are so many parallels between the two teams. One of them being, you've both got to win the league to get where you want to go. You've got to overthrow a team that's been dominating for a few years now. Chelsea for you, obviously, City for you guys.
Yeah, I think it's great. Like Dex said about coming into Arsenal, there's a sense of responsibility. You come in and you step in and you know that the club is on this journey, and the women's team in the past are the most successful club in England, and there's a responsibility to win trophies and to step out and perform. And yeah, I think from a women's team, we wanted more last season, and we know that, and we've had time to reflect. We've had a great pre-season, and yeah, we want a massive year this year, and we know the standard of our team is to go out and win trophies, so that's what we want this year.
For you, it is a kind of a similar path, isn't it? You've got to try and topple City somehow.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think that was one of the manager's first meetings as soon as we come back, in terms of like, how can we be better this season? How can we upgrade? You know, how can we push each other more? Obviously, we missed out in the league last year by 2 points. The year before was 4 points. So, you know, how can we keep getting better and striving for more? And, you know, we are really close. But obviously, it's the finer details. Obviously, last year, the Villa game, which let us down towards the end. You know, we reflect on that. It was disappointing, but overall, it was such a positive year again. And you know, for these girls as well, you know, the players they've signed this summer, you know, they've gone like that again. And I'm sure this year, I think they'll be lifting the Prem for sure. I'm putting pressure on them, but their squad's unbelievable. Squad's unbelievable.
You got any predictions for the Premier League? You can only.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we followed it all last year, and we're on that journey just with them. So yeah, we're backing each other all the way.
What chance of an Arsenal double in a double header against City?
Yeah, a massive start for us. City at home, and
nice easy one.
Yeah, obviously you guys too. But I mean, yeah, they're a top side, and you have to be on it. You have to be on it all season to go out and win the league. But for us, it starts with City, and obviously you've had a few games now. But yeah, you want to be playing these big games. They're the ones that, yeah, you can't afford to slip up at all. And if we're both on this journey to hopefully go and win the league, then these are the ones that count.
What are we saying, Deck? Arsenal double?
Hope so. I think that's the aim. For them to win their first game at home under 60,000 would be unbelievable. And obviously us at the Etihad, it's going to be tough. Man City, we know what they bring. Probably the best team in the world. But, you know, we believe in what we do. We believe in our process, and we believe in the squad and the players and the manager we have. So for sure we go there. And see, last season we had a draw. It was a really good game. But we know they're going to be a tough test, but we're also ready to go there and, you know, be on the front foot and win. So yeah, may the best two teams win.
Yeah.
And if we come back maybe this time next season, we're going to see a nice full trophy cabinet from both sides.
Hopefully that's the end.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
I'd like to think there's something in there this year. I think that was probably the disappointing thing last year, that we exited the cups quite early. I think they're so important that, you know, we go as far in them as possible. You know, any trophy you can win in your career is so special, so you've got to take them all serious. So hopefully next year there might be a few lined up here.
Yeah.
You have to tell him how it's done. You had one of them. You won a trophy.
I know. I've got two silver medals. She's got the gold one.